Today's fun project, we're going to talk about rear sway bars. If the bushings on the rear sway bar links are bad, they're worn out, you're going to have to replace them. The sway bar end links, what I'm talking about. It's a little bushing that looks like this, and there's a sleeve that goes inside here. I'll show you how all that goes together later on. But anyway, in the rear sway bar link, if you need to replace them, I suggest the polyurethane. The originals are OEM rubber. They dry rot and crack, and you get play in the suspension, or you can hear some clunking when you put it in gear. This is 71144BL. It's a C4 Corvette, a 93. It has the 24 millimeter sway bar diameter. What you need to do is, the sway bar comes around here, you need to measure in millimeters. Some are, I think, 22, some are 24, some are heavier. So the stock for this particular base model, it's not the Z51, it is 24 millimeter. And then we got these bushings right here. There's a metal sleeve. The kit also comes with the main support bushings, which are these. We're not replacing these today. This is the bracket and bushing that actually holds that in. These come apart. This mounts up under where the spare tire would be. So the bar would go right through there. That would be 24 millimeter. But we're going to do these end links. Let's get a closer look. I'll show you how it's done. Let's go in for some closer action. So this is the sway bar right here, this bar, which ties into this end link, which ties to the axle. So there's the two bushings we're talking about are right in here, and there's one up here. Now this one you can sort of see it's cracked right there, and I think on the back it was splitting out. Let's see if I can get the camera around. Here it is. Look at that. It's shot, and I'm sure this one's worn out pretty bad too. The other side's getting replaced also. So what you need to do is you get a 19 millimeter socket. I'm going to use a air gun here on that side, and on the back side back here we're going to use this 15 millimeter right back here. So that'll hold the bolt. We'll spin the nut out and we'll get to the next step. That's it. So that nut's off. Now, here's the trick. We got the bottom one loose. Let's get that off. Okay, so this bottom nut I just took off here, this bolt comes right out. Now here's where your problem's going to start, because you're going to say, how do I get this bolt out? Well, if the frame is in the way, which it is right here, and you can't get the bolt out, what you can do is go on the other side, remove the two bolts, which I already did, and just like this, they're out over there on the other end. Slide the link out of the way. You can go this way, you can go forward, whichever way. Doesn't really matter. I'm going back. Actually, I think I'll go forward if I can. It won't let me, the bushings. There it goes. Okay, so that's forward. Now, since this is disconnected on the other side, we're going to push down on the bar. Down, down, down. Now we got clearance back here to remove this bolt. There it is. Otherwise, if you don't do this over here, see, it's removed. I already pressed in the new bushing. I'm going to show you guys how to do that, and the other link is pressed in. So I can move this up and down. Otherwise, you're going to need to take the brackets off in the back. It's not necessary. So let's do it the easy way. Alright, so back to this side. Now we can pull this link off. This is what it looks like. It goes this way. This fits, the sway bar fits right down through the middle here. And we'll go over to the bench and we'll press this baby out. I'll show you how to do that. Yeah, I'd say it's in bad shape. Let's get to it. So what we have inside here is the old rubber bushing. I took this off of the other one. See, this one's cracked. The sleeve, the metal sleeve, which goes inside here. Try to force it in. That would go inside there. And then this stock bushing is inside another metal sleeve. So this is pressed into there. So what we need to do is, in order to replace the polyurethane bushings, we have to get all this out. So this stock bushing is in this stock sleeve, which is pressed in here. I'm going to see if I can shove it in. I'm not sure I can do it. But I'm going to show you how to get all this out before your new polyurethane goes in. Your polyurethane will not fit if that metal sleeve is still in there. This one here. The metal sleeve will prevent this from going in. So let's do it. What I got here is I'm mounted in the vise, as you can see. And I've got a hammer and a punch. And I'm going to knock this through. So I'm just hitting down. Let me move this up. I'm just going to drive this out. Like that. It just fell out if you heard it. Let me get it. Here's the sleeve. Okay, so that's out. And I can push the rubber bushing out from below. It's totally toast. It's destroyed. Now to get this metal sleeve out, let me show you this. This is an important step. Hopefully it'll focus to show you this. Here it is here. It's aluminum. It looks like it's aluminum or galvanized steel. It's right in here. Right inside there. We're going to get this out and I'm going to show you the trick. The easy way. Put it back in the vise. This side up. It's got this side and then it has a flange side, which is a little bit hard to see. Let me point with this. Here's the flange right along the edge here. Come on, focus. So we want the flange down in the vise. Tighten that up. Here's what I found. I got a Craftsman 16mm 12-point socket. That's going to be, since I don't have a press. Now if you have a press, that makes things a lot easier. So we're going to do this by hand since I don't have a press. And that just about makes the diameter of that piece. And I'm going to strike this, tap it out. Boom, there it goes. It's out. Alright, so we drove that out with the socket. Here's the piece here that used to fit down in there. Went like this. Take that out. Now what I'll do is take a wire brush and clean the inside of this really good. It has a groove in here. I'll clean this out with the wire brush, and then we're going to apply the silicone grease to it. This kit comes with a tube of silicone grease. So I'm just going to take a wire brush, clean all this loose stuff up, this rust on the outside. We don't want any debris in there. And then what I'll do is, after the bushing's pressed in, I'll hit this with some paint, some high gloss paint. Just paint this bracket, make it look nice. Okay, let's get to the install step. This is all clean now. Let me grab the silicone grease. Alright, comes with the grease. So what I'll do is take a little bit. You don't need too much, just to coat it. You want to get it into that groove. Okay. So that's all greased up now. Got that in there. And I'll take the outside of the new bushing. You want to make sure the metal sleeve is out. We don't want that in there. Let's push this out. Okay, metal sleeve right there. Let me turn this here a little bit. And what I'll do now is grease up the bushing. See how it has this little valley in the middle? I'm going to put some grease in there and just smear it in. You don't have to get crazy with it. And then on the outer edge, or the edge that I'm going to start, I'll put some on that. That'll help it slide in. Because what we're going to do now is from this side, you got two sides here. The side with the flange we're not going to bother with. This inside, we're going to press this in like this. There we go. Alright, I can't really show you guys. Let me see, maybe I can. See that right there? Right here, it's starting to press in. Let me put the camera over here and give you a better angle. I'm just going to keep clamping down here. You should see it right here start to squeeze in. Once it gets started, it goes in real simple. There it goes. We'll just keep cranking it in until this lip right here disappears. Let me zoom in for you. I don't want you guys to miss a thing. There we go, right here. Bingo. Okay, then we back off the clamp. There it is. The bushing is now in place. Clean up the outside. And that is how it should look. Right there. Then what we'll do is get the metal sleeve, and I'm going to put silicone on this now. Coat the outside. Got some silicone on there. I'm just going to smear that around. And then we just push that right through. Right in there. Sometimes you may have to, like this one's being stiff, we'll use the clamp. So what we'll do is just set this on there. We don't need any sockets. And we'll press this in. And it's disappeared. And what I do is just split the difference on it. It's sticking out. It's flush here. It's inside a little bit here and it's almost flush here. So okay, so we got this end in. Now we got to do the sway bar in place while it's in the car. That one's a little trickier. So let's go over there. All right, now we're going to take out the old bushing on the sway bar. You can see how it's broken. It's not in good shape at all. So I'm going to press that out. I'm going to start by putting this socket and vise here. I'm going to start it this way, and we'll see how far out it goes. Or how far out it comes. I'm tightening down on the clamp now. Force some pressure on it. That's pretty tight. So let's back this off and see where we are now. Okay. Alright, let's get this out of the way. There's that piece. We can grab onto that with a pair of pliers. I'm going to put a pair of vice grips on it. Just grab a hold of this and see if we can't wiggle it out. There we go. I got that out. Now we still got the back part of the bushing here. I'll push that through. Here's that. That's out. Now we need to get this ring off. So you can try tapping in here with a screwdriver, or if you can get your vice grips on it, twist it out. Let me try that first. Hopefully you guys can see the details here. You don't have to worry about ruining this piece because it's garbage anyway. It's not going back in. It's twisting. There it goes. We got it. All right, so that's out. Now we just repeat the process like we saw earlier, except we're doing it on the sway bar here. We're going to clean this out, put some silicone in here, take our new bushing. We'll use the vice grip and the sockets combination like we did before when this is all lubed up, and press that on in. Alright, so here's how I put the bushing in once in the sway bar in the car. I'll take the bushing and I'm going to press it in from the front. Fun will begin. I'm turning in on the clamp. I'm putting some pressure on it. What I'll do is, before it gets too crooked, I will coerce the bushing to go in. But just keep working it in slowly and steadily. There it goes. I think we're pretty good now. You can see it. It's moving in. Nice. Okay. We're getting there. Let's hope it stays in. I'm taking the pressure off now. I need more space in the back. There's the start of it. So you can see it's about halfway in. I just had to push it in with my fingers. That's it. It's done. So what we do now, put some more silicone on our sleeve, just like before. Get that greased up. Slide that in. Just like before, if it's too tight, try it from the other side. Sometimes it goes in a little bit easier. If not, no biggie. Get it started. It's all lubed. There it goes. I didn't need the clamp. You could use a clamp to push it in if you had to. That's in. Alright, so now it's time to put this bracket in. It goes this way with the part numbers out, and not this way with the dip in. That's some anti-seize I just put on the bolts that hold this together. So what we want to do is get the top bolt in first. Remember, we might have that clearance issue. So I'm going to drop the bar down to about there, bring this over, everything's lubed up, and the bolt comes in from behind like that, and your nut is on the front. That's a 15mm bolt with the 19mm nut. So I'm going to get this finger tight and go on the other side and get the end link started over there, just like this. And then when they're both started, I'm going to raise up the bar, and then I'll drop that in like that, and then I'll put the bottom bolts through on both sides. So let's get to that step. Let me go on the other side. I'll be right back. Alright, so I got the bottom in, got the top in on both sides. I'm just going to tighten this down, and I'll get a ratchet. We'll do this by hand. Nowhere tools tightening it up. Alright, let's snug it up. 15 on the back, 19 on the front. That started. And we'll do this the whole way around. Once this is all tightened up to torque, we'll put the tire back on, lower the floor jacks. We'll be all set. We'll wrap it up. Alright guys, so that one's wrapped up. The bushings are in. The fronts are very similar if you have to do that. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment, ask any questions down below. click the thumbs up button. Always appreciate the like. So we'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.